Welcome back, everybody, to the Xbox channel for the Gears Pro League split for day number 6. I'm Taylor Reflections, double joined by Colin and Crow Clark. We're moving into a wonderful series, eUnited versus Rebel. But there's a bit of a twist, okay? eUnited did not do their pick. Well, yeah. If you sub, you know how mad Jacob would be. He's been crying to sub it for the longest time.
It would crush Jacob.
Jacob would be furious. But no, eUnited, and well, first and foremost, for all teams in general, they have X amount of time and a certain set time where they need to do their pick and bans. If you don't do your pick and bans in time, a timer is started, and then penalties start being issued. In this case, eUnited got two penalties. The first penalty that they received is they lost host. The second one is they lost map number 1. So 2 penalties hit them. Map number 1 is officially going towards Rebel. They will start off with a 1-0 lead, which means we are moving into execution to start off the series with Rebel up 1-0. And then obviously, like I mentioned a little bit before, Rebel gets to choose a map that they want host on, where eUnited would normally be host on. So those are the stipulations. Aside from that, we've got Rebel versus eUnited.
So I'm not subbing?
You're not, no. Then look, eUnited needs a chance at least to come back. Okay? As good as you are, I don't think you're beating Monkyz in them, brother.
I mean, if we look at majors, everybody else has. Why can't
What? If we look at majors, what? Hold on.
If we look at majors, everybody else has. Why couldn't I?
Everybody else has what?
Beating them. They ain't never won one of them things. Come on.
Someone already lost their channel points like that. Now you're gonna throw salt in the wound. My God, Colin, you are vicious today. Well, you know, perfect transition to talk about our first roster, Colin. Let's talk about Rebel, because Rebel is a great roster, okay? And picking up Monkyz was a beautiful addition. Monkyz, Kardia, and Xploidz. I must say, Rebel has looked decently strong. Granted, are they taking losses? Yes, but they're also getting some wins as well. I do personally feel nothing against Identitas, because Identitas is already finding success on Pittsburgh Knights. But I think Monkyz was a great addition alongside Kardia and Xploidz, and Rebel does look stronger than previous splits. What do you think?
They look a little bit more consistent, which is what I expected. When you bring Monkyz over to this roster, Identitas gives you a higher ceiling. It gives you a little bit more explosiveness, but I do believe that Monkyz gives you that level of consistency. He knows how to team fire. He knows how to be a better player, a better person around his squad. That's why he's our player to watch. You take that look at that damage per 10 minutes.
Love it.
Second overall. You do the mathematics. 10 teams, 40 players, 38 of them worse than he is.
I'm actually blown away that his kill participation is as low as it is. But granted, though, that it's because of the damage in KDA. And a lot of that KDA is not necessarily kills, but more so assists. The assist and the damage done by Monkyz is absolutely insane. And it's nice to see that it really is. You know, he can be a star-studded player. He can get eliminations. We've seen him do that, obviously. He can basically do anything. Monkyz is one of the best players in the world, but the way that he assists his troops on the battlefield is truly spectacular. And you said it best. Rebel has been more consistent. And I think that consistency was lacking before. So I think again, I stand by it. The addition of Monkyz was nice. It was nice to see that for the final split. I think it's working out a bit better than maybe even most people thought it would definitely work out. But let's talk about our second roster, eUnited. No roster changes here. Same eUnited that's been here for a couple of different splits. Powerz, TJ, Demise, and Dyslexic.
Or the youngest and best players on the planet right here, led by the Shinigami himself, the god of death, the man that can control your fate, the palm of his hand, the one and the only Powerz. But Demise and TJ have really come a long way as a duo from the days of old, way back when on Nimbus, all the way now to Hive and finally eUnited. They have really ascended into what could be a final form for a final split. Dyslexic, he has got to reach that next upper echelon. He has got to be able to get one level higher just to help get these guys over the top, because we've seen it before. We've seen it time and time again. If you let Powerz beat you, he's more than happy to do that. eUnited's more than happy to let Powerz beat you. So if you can focus him out and force the other three to make some plays, that's going to be the big differential to me. Rebel has done two things this split that they've done better in history. They've been very consistent teamwork-wise and team fire-wise, But I also want to give a shout out to Kardia. I think Kardia has really been in the lab since last split trying to improve his 1v1 gameplay. That is the thing that I said he was going to struggle with last split. He did struggle with it definitively, and it came back to bite him in the worst way possible. This split, he's been much better, and it could very well help elevate them to an even higher positioning.
Yeah, Kardia has been great. And, we always talked about it. Rebel, if Kardia pops off, Rebel's going to win. And Kardia has been popping off. So that consistency is there by far. Really liking what I'm seeing. Representing Latin America. That's a big region to represent, especially knowing that, well, this is the final split with one more major remaining. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, start talking about our pick and bans, see what maps we're not going to have, at least first off. Reactor, Spire, Afira, Clock Tower, and Training Grounds. So we're most likely going to be seeing a Vasgar. If we do see Harbor, could be great news for Rebel.
It's going to be interesting to see what maps we do see here. We have been blessed. The last 4 matches I have casted have not had a Vasgar, so I got both fingers crossed. We're not going to get to see map 1. We are going to see starting with the Execution.
We got Tomb. We got Vasgar. I couldn't get away from it. Thought I could. I thought it was going to be Harbor, but we got good old Vasgar coming back into the mix, which eUnited does pick, and it makes sense. They're a great Vasgar team. And then Regency and Canals. Now, that's the most interesting one, isn't it? With Rebel already having a 1-0 lead, Canals could be a bit scary for eUnited despite them picking that map. Granted, they put a lot of emphasis, I'm sure, on Powerz with the sniper, and my lord, he is deadly. And I believe during last E-Day's call-in, Powerz was on Canals with the sniper, and his stat line was just nutty buddy, specifically in round 1, I think it was, whoever they were playing against. But I mean, Xploidz, you got to go against him. So if it does go map 5, which it could very well go to map 5 now that Rebel has already that 1-0 lead, things could get scary for eUnited. What are your thoughts?
Team's going to be an interesting map, number 1. Already with a 1-0 lead for Rebel, they go into a map where there is a long shot to play around with. We all know that Xploidz is one of the most feared men on the planet with that gun in his hands at any given point in time. So do eUnited strategize around that? Do they play around the long shot? Are they going to play to the bottom side of the map toward the torque bow? We know how deadly TJ can be with that torque bow. There's a good answer right then and there for that position, for that strat. So I look at this as not necessarily a push, but I do definitively look at this as possibly the best possible case scenario for Rebel to go up 2-0 and try to put eUnited on the back foot, making them win 3 maps in a row.
Well, this is good practice for Rebel. They're already up 1-0, which represents and kind of emulates their winner's bracket run that they're going to have in a major when they make it into grand finals with the 1-0 map advantage. But let's talk about our predictions, Colin. We got 2 great teams. Rebel's already up 1-0. That might sway your opinion a bit, but for me, I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going with the eUnited. They've been on fire. They've been electrifying. They have been taking some L's. Colin, what happened? I'm trying to
sway my opinion?
Hey,
I think you forget who I am.
I think I know your pick for the 3rd series. Okay, so I know you can be swayed. Okay, so that 3rd series, we'll see who you go with. And you throw him off. You can't win. I mean, this guy is.
I didn't want to hear you. I ain't gonna hear you until we get in the game. Done with this.
First, he's closing his eyes. He refuses to commentate, and now he won't even talk to me. Now I got to talk to chat. Some good company out there in chat, though. I can't even lie. Chat, what's going on? Where are you going with? You going to eUnited? You going with Rebel? They've got that 1-0 lead. You've got the information, but you're still standing by eUnited.
Yeah,
fair enough.
They ain't
Rebel.
They were dumb in the first one, picking digital slayers. They ain't dumb now.
They've got to go big with the 1-0 lead. This is going to be a tremendous advantage for them to have. But we're heading into map 2. We won't be seeing map 1. All right, we're going into map 2. It's going to be Tomb Execution. Colin, don't say anything if you think I'm a better Gears player than you.
Taylor, I'll tell you right now, you are probably the ugliest man I have ever met in my life. I swear, God,
I didn't even know what I said, and he still beat me.
I ain't even met you. I don't know what you're saying over there. I can't hear you. I just see you talking nonsense. I know what you're up to. You're talking nonsense. That's what you do most of the time. You wake up in the morning, you say,
how does he know that I'm talking nonsense?
Let me check my calendar, talk some nonsense, got it, check. Give Goldie a hard time. Got it. Check. I'll make sure I do that as well. And, of course, look good. You still working on that one today, but you got it most days. I'm about to put my headset back on, though, because we're going into map 1.
Jesus. I start feeling better, and then he starts roasting me. I need to go back to feeling bad like at the beginning of the show. He was a bit nicer to me. And the fact is, I tried to set Colin up to admit that I was better than him in Gears by not saying anything, and he immediately starts saying something. Most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Well, we've got Tomb, we've got Execution. Map number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Media by Hunter has been posting in chat the stipulation, what's going on. But just to recap, before we head into map 2, Rebel wins map 1 by default because eUnited did not do their pick and bans on time. They were penalized, and also Rebel does have choice to host whatever map that they so decide. So let's head into map number 2 with Rebel leading 1-0. Wonderful opening elimination from Crack onto Dyslexic. Torquebo's out, Powerz has it, Xploidz, he's got the sniper. eUnited have to fight back.
Xploidz with a long shot now, looking across the map. Dyslexic already down and out for the squad. 4-3 on the map officially right now. It'll be Powerz with the Torque, looking for an extra pick in a position here, but you can see all the shocks, all the frags getting picked up here, multiple different angles across the map by Rebel. They have really set up for this round 1 victory. And you see what Xploidz is doing. He's just going to bide his time. He's going to look for the chance to get a body shot onto somebody, put him down on the ground, and make him crawl around. This is going to be an interesting situation. I like that Ribs has stayed with Xploidz. He knows that there's a possible chance at any given moment in time for him to pop off and pop somebody's head.
He's trying. He wants it. And Xploidz can absolutely do it. TJ by his lonesome. Got Crack. Kardia in front, and a body shot's going to put him down to his knees. TJ surely dies in this moment. And it's going to be a 4v2. Rebel showing great, composure, I guess, trigger discipline, for lack of better words. They're not pushing up. They're forcing eUnited to make plays and therefore make mistakes.
Well, that's what the thing is. When you win that initial, when you get that first blood, you can force your opponents to make that play, make that initial play to make you even better positioning around the map. Power's going to bounce around as much as he can here and try to get at least 1 kill, maybe a secondary kill. Nade comes out toward him. Doesn't get tagged up there. He's going to shoot to the top of that cover. He's going to get the splash damage on Xploidz. He's going to get tagged up from the top, continuing to bounce around here. Hits another little torque bow, makes it a 2v2 on the map. It's going to be Xploidz with a big body shot there. Now he's going to pull the Nasher, gets that first shot onto Powerz, but there's the nade for the double kill to finish the first round off. Beautiful job to succinctly get that shot and get that set of kills for the first round victory.
All right, wonderful opening from Rebel, and Crack leading the charge, 3 eliminations. That first blood onto Dyslexic. That was an exclamation point put on the start of the round. I mean, that was so much confidence exuded from him, and the fact that he also picks up 2 later on really showcases that Crack came to play, and he is serious about winning this series. This time he's going to challenge Powerz. He's going to be just in front of him, but Powerz taking a bit of, that aggression from Crack early on, and it's going to pay off. He'll take down Crack. First blood goes the way of eUnited.
It's going to be Monkyz trying to bounce around in the middle of the map. Crack has gone down. 4v3 official on the map right now. Nobody has picked up that long shot and gotten away with it safely because Xploidz was still full red. I believe he's going to get challenged again. This is going to be Powerz, Torquebo in hand. Looks like Xploidz needs to be careful, but Dyslexic's going to get that kill. Powerz is going to get one of his own, and now this is going to be up to Kardia to find a double kill here. He's going to go down. That's going to be it for this round, 1-1.
All right, 1-1, a much quicker second round. First one was a little over 2 minutes, or at least a little under 2 minutes, excuse me. Second one was 39 seconds. Powerz, just like Crack, second round, hugely successful. He picks up multiple eliminations, and he gets that first blood onto Crack. So the momentum still, being balanced out. Who's going to have it? Well, we're going to find out after this round, I'm sure of it. And Powerz this time, instead of going for the torque bow, he's going to go back to mid, opposite of Crack. We are literally flip-flopping where the initials are going in. Kind of like that Fury 1 matchup, we see a lot of downs, but will we see capitalizations? Yes, we will. And Monkyz himself last alive, and he's already going to be down. Another quick round from eUnited.
2-1 eUnited. They are rolling here. They're looking to try to get this map under their belt, to try to make it 1-1 to go into that map 3 with a tied map count. Back-to-back round now. Xploidz has not had the easiest route of getting that long shot out in that situation where he's been able to pick up the first round and was able to help put some damage out and help get downs and kills.
All right, Powerz this time not going for the Torquebo side. In fact, we might see just a full-out aggression onto Monkyz. Monkyz sees it coming. He'll back away. Crack will be able to exit. Well, potentially not. He's got the torque bow, but he's forced to stay, and, well, it's going to pay dividends for him. He takes down TJ shortly after Dyslexic did fall, and so did Powerz. Demise last alive. I want to go back to talking about Powerz again, and not, you know, just a focus because eUnited, I think, is playing spectacular. It's clearly even neck and neck, but Powerz is all over the map. What do you think about that, Colin? He's just not going for the torque bow. He's mid. He's going for torque. He's then trying to be aggressive and push Rebel spawn. I mean, this guy is really moving.
That is, I think, kind of the differential for eUnited on this map, is they just kind of put Powerz in different situations. Let him go for the long shot, let him go for the torque bow, let him go to the mid. What it is you're keeping them guessing of where Powerz is going to be at any given round, so they can't kind of angle him out. They can't put pressure on him early. He's going to get that first shot on. Dyslexic is trying to win a big 1v1 here, but Xploidz is going to get that wrap to get the kill and the early kill advantage here. Powerz and TJ now trying to win another fight, but this is going to be up to TJ to win a 2v1 of his own. He's going to go down. He's going to be taken out. Rebel take the lead 3-2 here. Beautiful round there by Rebel. I really love the fact that they're able to play back and play away from the aggression of Powerz.
And seems like it's working out. Powerz may have 6 eliminations, but the teamwork from Rebel and the consistent initials are what seems to be paying off from Rebel's perspective. We'll focus in on Monkyz this time around off the start, maybe even Crack. I mean, both players have been absolutely phenomenal. Monkyz, he's going to be getting the cross. Crack is going to be the aggressor on torque bow, which he's not going to be met with anybody. eUnited will send TJ over, almost trying to maybe bait out Crack to feel confident enough to go for the pickup so they can get the down, but it doesn't pay off. Xploidz will get first blood. eUnited continue to try new things each and every round.
They're trying, and right now they're not succeeding in a lot of situations. It's going to be a 2v2, though. Mono is going to get that kill on Demise. Picks up the meat shield. He's going to go down. This is going to be a bounce out by Crack, and I believe Dyslexic. It'll be a 1v1 here. Crack, this is a hell of a 1v1, by the way. Holy good guacamole. This is going to be... These are two of the most proficient and impressive players on the planet about to engage in a 1v1.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see how this one's going to pay off. And they've already faced off against each other in 1v1 on the torque bow side. And even in mid, well, that didn't go the way Crack was probably expecting it to go. I'm actually kind of confused as to what the strategy was in that moment. Or excuse me, it did go way Crack. What did I miss? I know eUnited lost it, but
Dyslexic was trying to bait out the first torque bow shot. He knew that he was going to go with the active, try to get that first bolt out so that he would have to go for a reload where he might be able to pick up the fragmentation grenades. When he went for the bait pickup, he still got hit by a shot in the bottom left-hand side of his hip, which gave them the kill and the round win. Up 4-2 now, 2 rounds away from a 2-0 lead.
Sorry for that, chat. Kind of lost myself in that moment. 4v4, big breakout for torque bow once again. Powerz down, Crack rolls in, and Crack will have a big emphasis on this first, or at least on this initial. Demise has to fight super hard, and he will, but it's not going to be enough. Dyslexic trying to exit with the sniper. He's not going to be able to. Rebel 1 round away from leading 2-0 in this series.
Yeah, that's an incredible little round there. The fact that Powerz goes down, they're not able to get up into the face of that player to be able to get that revive, maybe get the extra down before they shoot over the top and get the kill on him. This is a very good position for Rebel. They have a chance now to get a 2-0 lead over eUnited to make eUnited play perfect for 3 straight rounds now, Taylor. 3 straight maps, excuse me. This is going to be Crack getting into that position here at the torque bow first. TJ's going to try to Lancer out toward him. We're going to get that torque away for free. Mono's going to be tagged up here by Powerz. Powerz needed to hit one more shot there. Wasn't able to hit it. He's going to be having the 90 degree. He's going to be looking to try to add some damage here. Trying to add it down maybe. They're going to aggressively push out here. They get 1 down. Trading kill for kill right now. This is going to be blow for blow, toe to toe. This is going to be 1v3 though, as Xploidz left alive alone on the map. This will now be a chance for eUnited to at least get maybe a 3rd round on the board.
Yeah, hopefully anyways. Xploidz, I mean, he can do a lot of nasty things with nades, snipe, Colin. I'm not counting this man out until the final death has come through. He will move up. Demise off into the distance. Xploidz is trying to fill it out. What's the game plan? What do I do? Well, I mean, not really much to do, obviously. Honestly, than just wait for eUnited to kind of overexpose themselves, stay a bit too long out in the open, and then maybe open up an opportunity for Xploidz to pick one off, bring it to a 1v2, which is a bit more manageable. TJ could potentially be his victim. The nades are going to be great. This isn't going to necessarily be an easy cap for eUnited. TJ's out, Sniper out too, but nobody to shoot.
Xploidz looking across here, trying to find another player, trying to maybe poke his head out, try to put some damage onto him, maybe get that easy headshot. Going to continue to try to add some angles as he just bounces around. This is going to be a long-range frag into the backside of that cubby, into the altar. They're going to hop the drop. They're not going to get shot on. Xploidz was maybe making and hoping and believing he was going to be just one step further. 15 seconds to go, 7 rounds to go for Xploidz. No reason to poke your head out, no reason to put yourself in a bad position here. Reason to challenge. Xploidz will challenge out toward the backside of the torque bow. Misses that first shot, he'll go down, and that will be the end of this round. 5-3, United finally get another round on the board.
Just curious if eUnited can do it for 3 more rounds, right? I mean, it's, you know, it's well within eUnited's wheelhouse, but it's not going to be easy by any means, but I'm sure they are up for the task. But we will head into a fresh round, see how it's going to end up playing out. Crack has been on fire. He's been playing so exceedingly well. Been really impressed with his initials, and he's truly putting up a tremendous fight against eUnited. He'll go for Torque both side once again, and eUnited might do the strat where they kind of back away from Torque and almost give it away for free. Crack has free reign to get it. Player 2's going to rotate around, maybe try to challenge that of TJ. Meanwhile, Crack, Demise, and a bit of a standoff. Crack feeling confident, though he hasn't been tapered off, but with Xploidz dropping early, it's a 3v3, and it's still anybody's ball game. Powerz needs a connection.
Demise gets that first L trigger off, gets a secondary one. 2 players down now for Rebel. It is 3v2. This is going to be Powerz trying to back roll away with a long shot on his back. It's a beautiful kill there, and tying it up. Now it is 2v2. eUnited is going to continue to try to get the different player over to a back cover, but Mono, once again, that's what I was talking about in the pregame. He gives them a level of consistency, a level of team fire that is out of this world, and that is it. That is also out of this map too. 6-3, Rebel. They secure a second map winner up 2-0 over the side of eUnited.
Yeah, good for Rebel. I mean, they played that really well. It wasn't really back and forth. eUnited had glimmers of like, wow, you know, they might be able to potentially win round after round or, you know, come back. But for the most part, Rebel controlled the pacing. They controlled the initials. And eUnited tried a bit too much. I think, honestly, they tried to get too fancy round in and round out. Going back to my original point, Colin, I mean, Powerz was on one side. Then you look at the next round, he's on the other side. And then once again, he's back into the middle and he's trying to push onto Monkyz. And it just wasn't working. Where Rebel, they were fairly consistent in their initials, their breakouts. Maybe they had 2 different looks, but for the most part, Rebel kind of stayed the same.
I hate to say it this way, but my man, do you not remember the last 2 times you saw eUnited lose in a major? It was literally they kept playing the same strategy on Tomb, and Powerz started getting angled out. They started playing around him at 45s, at 90s, getting shots onto him, making his life miserable. This way, when you put Powerz in different positions, you're at least making your opponents guess. Where is he? What is he playing? Where's our advantage? Where is our disadvantage? It doesn't come to fruition for them. It doesn't give them any level of advantage here, but without a doubt, Powerz, that's the level of threat he is. That's the type of player, the type of talent he is. And I know that there's a lot of people out there, myself included, that would look at him as a contender for the best player in the game right now.
I think so.
Just one of the best players to pick up the sticks in Gears 5, so it's a good job by Rebel to get that map under their belt. Now, Rebel, they only have to win 1 more map. They only have to close out at this point in order to get a victory.
And, you know, that's great for Rebel. I mean, this would be a big victory for them. That play just had me bewildered. Obviously, Dyslexic trying to bait out a torque bow, but I don't know why he stood out in the open as long as he did. But for real, though, I mean, for Rebel to get a victory over eUnited, it's going to feel good. And I take nothing away from them being up 1-0. I mean, look, the rules are rules. I'm going to take it 100%. I mean, it's not like eUnited's going to taper off because of that 1-0 lead from Rebel, but now they've got to get to work. They've got a lot of work to do. Vasgar Escalation, though, I think it could be a pretty strong point for eUnited. They played this map considerably well. Rebel, we'll have to see. And we'll have to see who's going to be in the 1v spot. You mentioned Kardia and how much he's improved. Has he improved enough, though, to battle against Dyslexic consistently?
This is a situation to me right now, Taylor, where you look at Vasgar, Regency, Canals, where it really sets up for eUnited maybe to make it interesting, maybe get it to a map 5, but that Canals is where things get very dicey. eUnited are great at Vasgar. They're great at Regency. The Canals is where things could get very much tossed in the air, and it becomes a guessing game. It becomes a big question mark to find out who's going to come away with a victory in the series. I do want to see, though, if Rebel can close out. That is, again, the big question mark on a lot of people's shoulders these last couple of days that I've been on the broadcast. Once you have a lead, can you close out that lead? Rebel's consistency and execution right there tells me they have that ability to close out, because they could have very easily lost that next round, made it 5-3, and the next thing you know, it's 5-5 before you blink an eye. Instead, they come right back out the next round, solidify it, make it 6-3, and move on with life.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Rebel, can they close out? eUnited isn't shy about coming back in series. It's kind of like with Rise or even KCP of old, not necessarily KCP in this split, but yeah, eUnited, they don't really get phased and down on themselves when they're down like they are 2-0. They have a tendency to come back. And I don't doubt that consistency, but I do doubt Rebel closing series out. But they seem to be playing very well. I mean, Crack was on fire with the initials. Monkyz was outputting a ton of damage from his perspective. He finishes off with 9,800, the most in the lobby for damage done on Tomb Execution. So everything seems to be hitting quite right. Even Kardia, he went 7-5. I mean, he had a standout performance on Tomb, despite us not necessarily highlighting him as much. But make no mistake about it, he was in each and every fight, clearly picking up 7 elims. That's not easy to do, and he didn't get outshined by anybody on his roster. I think Rebel's playing in all 4 cylinders. They're looking really good, and I got a lot of questions. Can eUnited come back in this series? I know they can. I know the composure has always been there. You know, they're not shy about coming back, but I think Rebel wants it a bit more at this point.
Another thing to kind of point out is Rebel, I think, took their best possible advantage. They get the forfeit in map 1, which also allows them the ability to pick a host for another map in the series. And instead of waiting and saying, hey, look, maybe we want to wait for map 5. And I hear you say that. I actually really love the play that Rebel did. They said, wait, so we'll be up 1-0, and then we're going to Tomb, which we picked. So we normally have to be Cog and you'd get host. Well, let's switch that up. Let's keep Cog and take host. Then they turn right around, and since Vasgar would have been another pick where eUnited picks Vasgar out, Rebel wouldn't have been on host or Rebel would have been on host. So now they get back-to-back host maps. They get back-to-back maps where they got to feel comfortable, at least a little bit comfortable and content. So they're already up 2-0. They go into a map 3 where they get back-to-back extra. They get that host advantage. Again, at the end of the day, you do get a little bit of host advantage. You don't have to hit that perfect shot. You can hit a little secondary shot, make things a little bit easier. So this is a great position for them. I love the fact that they had the confidence to just pick that first map and say, let's go back-to-back, try to win 2 maps in a row and finish this thing out.
Yeah, I think it's great for them. I really do. And it's something that they didn't account for, but now that it's been given to them, you better believe they're going to take full advantage of it. And I think any team would. You know, I definitely think any team would. Rebel is in a great spot. But again, can they close out? That's going to be the biggest factor. But now to kind of boil it down to 1v1s. Again, I ask you, Kardia, Dyslexic. Yeah, both talented players. Dyslexic, you know, honestly, he's not been spectacular in 1v spots, to be honest with you, on Vasgar specifically. I think he's been great, but he hasn't been like that incredible, like over-the-top player that, you know,
he was when you first, you know, called him out and said that he
when I first called him out.
You know, is it a reflections curse? Because the same thing can be said about shopping.
A curse? Do you really think Dyslexic has been cursed throughout his Gears 5 career?
Have you cursed him?
Does he have a championship? No. Okay, that's true. But
Answer
what,
question,
second place twice? Second place twice with eUnited, second place twice with Noble, right? And then second or third place, second with Fire and Ice. He's got what, 1, 2, 3, like 5 second places, 4 second places. Cursed? Not at all. He's incredible. And besides, a curse usually takes effect like right away, man. This is like a curse that has been then like building up like over the course of what, 2 years? He's not cursed. I didn't curse him. No.
Okay, there we go. We finally got the no. How I was gonna say, brother, you just gave more reasonings than a politician to not answer a question. I'm telling you right now, you was working that thing like you was running for mayor of Dyslexic Town.
Could be.
Population,
Could be,
brother.
Could be, bro. Hey, Dyslexic Town. You need a mayor. I'll do it. Can't do math. We need a
left is right in that town as well. I'll tell you that.
We need an accountant. Okay. He left is right.
I mean, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, the point is, no, I'm not a curse. eUnited curse? Yes. Yes, I definitely am.
My
the
God.
United curse. And you are too. I want to make that very clear. You are the United curse despite you being the biggest supporter. You definitely have a factor in them taking L's. That's just the way it is. And you admitted that. You admitted that, Colin.
I hate how it feels, by the way. I also felt
bad.
like for the longest
terrible.
time, I felt like I was a Fran curse, where I just kept picking Fran to beat Optic in Gears 4, and it only happened once, and I was like, this was me in Gears 4.
But it happened once. So you were a blessing in that moment. Unless, when it did happen once, did you bet against him?
No, I was in the middle of an airport leaving a golf tournament.
Then you didn't have a say then. So you didn't.
I watched literally the whole. You know what it was like to have a lead in a golf tournament on a Sunday and be asking your father to please check Twitch on a phone, and he's like 65. He has no idea what Twitch is.
Yeah,
he doesn't know how to open the app. I'm like, please, brother, go and find out if Envious is still up. I need this. I need this more than I need this win. And he's like, no, you don't. Hit the 9-iron.
Well, did you win the golf tournament?
I did.
So you won with Fran winning, and then you won your own golf tournament. That's nice. That's a nice story.
I won the golf tournament, and then Fran won. Because they had to win winners finals when I was on the back stretch, because we had gotten rain on the Thursday and the Friday, so they cut the field down after Saturday, and then we played in threesomes, and we came out early in the morning, basically, after we cut the field, instead of playing in groups of 2, we played in groups of 3, and I had finished up about the time they had after won winners finals. They were waiting on their break. We had to go straight from the tournament. We went to we had a little dinner, so on and so forth. Anyway, I was in an airport when they won.
Chicken McNuggets, baby. All right, let's head into map number 3, Rebel eUnited. They're on Vasgar. It's going to be a lot of fun. And eUnited are quickly taking a 2-1 hill advantage, but that's going to go to the wayside. Rebel finds some real estate on to see him. Powerz, he's the tip of the spear, taking a lot of damage, but the recovery is there, and immediately pushing Mono back.
My man is just flying. Like, you'd have thought that Black Steel Savage Cantus had wings all of a sudden, the way he was getting across the map right there. They get over to the B hill. Rebel will take up the C hill, and they're going to try to chase Dyslexic out here. Big snub fire from Kardia does get that down. Picture perfect snub fire, as a matter of fact. There's going to be TJ bouncing around, trying to get a secondary shot to go into the face of Crack. Be able to get that. Now going to be Powerz on the flank inside of that C hill. Triple cap domination threatened for just a moment, but the player that came off the respawn is there in the area, allowing himself a chance to get back into the home and at least to knock this up a little bit. That's going to be a down. The Dyslexic will not make it toward that player to get that revive. Powerz challenging the player out in the middle of the map. It's going to be Dyslexic over the top, looking it down at Kardia, trying to get an angle here. I mean, just trying to get Kardia to poke his head out at this point. What a double shot.
What? Wow. Well done, Kardia. Look, this man, he has improved so much, and Rebel, they are blessed to have him on this roster. Rebel's looking solid. Could be a solid round number 1 for them to start off with. I expect them to kind of, taper off and pump the brakes a bit, force eUnited to play into them. We're probably going to see that exemplified relatively soon. I love that Kardia, he's got a nice line of sight. He's spotting where the numbers from eUnited are going. Xploidz is doing a great job keeping them at bay, so Kardia can then rotate over towards them. It's going to come down to eUnited making a succinct 2-2 split, and one of them has already started up to B, but Xploidz, he's backing away. They're forcing eUnited in, again, forcing them to make an error.
It's going to be Xploidz trying to bounce around. They're trying to bounce away from the damage. This is going to be Kardia on the flank. Beautiful body shot there. Gets the down. They bounce back toward the front side of the tank. Won't be able to get the back A to get the kill. Kardia continues to help solidify that kill. This will be Mono backing up, continuing to put the Lancer damage out. And at this point, eUnited is in a very rough spot, a very rough position. Kardia rotates to the bottom. This is going to be him getting up in the position here to try to go on the flank yet again. But once again, Rebel shuts it down before they even need it. They will win round 1 here, map number 3.
And they played that so well. They were nice and controlled. They pulled back when they needed to pull back, and they forced eUnited to kind of use their entire hand. And unfortunately, they didn't get very far. eUnited is known for making these spectacular last-second pushes, but Rebel didn't give them anything.
I mean, why would you? I mean, Powerz did everything he could at the beginning to try to upset the balance order. You take over the home hill, you put the pressure on him, and then you continue to get kill after kill. And it is just an incredible situation where Rebel is just putting the brakes on everything that eUnited has tried to do.
And you got to do that. You do. eUnited is a team that prides themselves on veracity, getting in your face, being aggressive, slaying you out in those CQC fights. You take that away, you almost take away the identity of eUnited, and Rebel is pacing properly. They're not feeding into what eUnited is, obviously comfortable with and used to, and that's that up close and personal fight. So I'm really becoming a big fan of how Rebel is playing this series. Not only on Tomb, we saw that exemplified a little bit earlier, but also here on Vasgar. eUnited this time around will have the 2-to-1 hill advantage, but maybe not for long. Xploidz, Crack are rotating up towards A. They'll be joined by Kardia. All three of them were together. They're ready to make the push. On the other side, you also have Monkyz and Dyslexic who could also pop up. Depending on how Rebel wants to play this, a domination could be in their near future. But here we go. The pop-up is in. Xploidz is down. Crack! He's going to pick up one. The flank is in, but it's going to be a bit of a whiff. Monkyz will die, and therefore Crack is in a tough spot. 1v2. I mentioned that domination for Rebel, but that domination could also come in for eUnited. It is up to Crack to keep the game alive. He will do so long enough for the rest of his roster to get off the respawn and get on C.
They will get to the C hill, at least for a moment here. They're going to get their home hill back, and looking across the map, it's going to be Powerz trying to get the shots on across the map over to C to at least try to alert them how many players are coming off of that respawn position. It's going to be at least 3 players for Rebel. Knotted up at that church bell. One player may be rotating over to B. Will they get the call out for a secondary? They actually saw Xploidz rotate far left, so they at least know that 2 players are in this area threatening. They don't know if they're necessarily pushing up into this position, but eUnited is up in this spot in this round as well, doubling up the scoreline in the next 5 to 10 seconds. Kardia waiting in the wings, gets 1, and now Kardia going for 2 after the Sneaky Beaver play full red. Shot over the top doesn't come through, but he does, I believe, did he get the trade there? He did get a trade on TJ.
Yeah, and that trade is going to at least keep Rebel once again alive, but at this point, you see the writing on the wall. Rebel has to get a domination. That's going to be their only win condition, aside, obviously, from having a 2-to-1 hill advantage, or at least a 2-to-1 split, and then obviously neutralizing that one hill that eUnited's going to have. 20 seconds, not a lot of time to work with, but just enough to give a glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, Rebel can do this, but they've got to make the push. And I'm looking on the opposite end more than I'm looking before me. I mean, Xploidz Crack needed to make a move. It's going to be a moot point anyways. eUnited will take this round. But again, even, let's say 2 and 4 were successful. I don't know why Xploidz and co were not confidently moving up to the tank fight. They should have been doing a succinct push, both of them at the same time, but that didn't happen.
Not able to get it to go, and it's tied up 1-1 here on Vasgar, and it's a good answer back nonetheless by eUnited. This is going to be a little bit trickier of a round because eUnited's going to go for that retro. I actually fully believe we're going to see retros out of both teams. I don't think either team's going to put down the talent in this situation because of the fact that I think Rebel knows how damaging it can be for as long as they can have it on the map.
There's a retros. I agree with you. I don't think we're going to see talons or anything like that. It's most likely going to be pretty much the same all the way up to the shucks and the incense. Bit of a breakout here. Let's see how this third round is going to end up going. Rebel back onto the side they found success on in their first round win. Maybe they'll find success once again. They're committing all 4 here. 4-3 push, but already a bit of a trouble spot. Xploidz is down, and so is Demise. So maybe there's a chance they can, this overcommitment is going to end up working out. eUnited putting up one hell of a fight. If they can just keep this fight going, player 5 could have been on the flank, but it doesn't happen. Rebel does break through.
Yeah, Rebel's going to break through, and now Rebel's going to rotate over. Kardia's going to try to come on a flank of his own here against TJ. Powerz is going to go down. Now TJ's down, so Rebel will come away with a 2-to-1 hill advantage, and Xploidz going to back off momentarily as the respawns for eUnited will come back up. And this will be an interesting situation because you also see that player 3, Crack, has gone over to the B hill and has gotten into it with the neutralization and the retake. This is going to be a situation where eUnited might have to retake very quickly over to the home hill of Rebel.
Monkyz holding it down, retro in hand, Dyslexic, he is sent running. Once again, another distinct 2v2 push. Crack That's a great down. That's going to stop Powerz in his tracks for sure. He's going to back away. We might see an overload from the transition to see the A, but Powerz was just repositioning. He's going to stay up top. He doesn't want to give that angle in that lane away that easily. Meanwhile, Player 8 Dyslexic will be by himself, but I mean, by himself or not, look at him. 1v2, no problem, it seems. He'll back away, full red. It's still a battle. He will finally fall. Good effort nonetheless, but same result. Rebel with the 2-1 in their favor.
See now with Crack sitting in pretty position at the B hill, 1v1 over towards C, and they're going to rotate that second player over as well. I think Kardia is on the move. He is just on the train right now. On the way to that C hill, trying to make it a 2v1. They get the kill, and this is going to be a possible triple cap domination. Rebel is going to take this 2-1 quite easily here at map 3.
Quite easily indeed. Recap coming through, and it is going to be official. Rebel will win round number 3. And they will take a 2-1 lead heading into the final round of the first half.
I do have a little side station update for you. Cells is apparently torturing that game on Side Station now with Northern Forces. So much so that he had time to answer my DM about who is streaming it.
Well, first off, what's the score? Or excuse me, what's the series score?
That's what I just asked. They just won the first map, so it's 1-0. I'm getting a score line now. I'm asking him what the score line is, but nobody from their side is streaming it, so that I don't have a chance to actually pop in and watch it. But apparently, he is giving them the hands,
giving them the works, huh? There you go. Look, Cells is a prideful guy. I believe in him. Northern Forces. We'll see how far they can go. They're here, and they're looking to make an impact in the final split. Just like when eUnited was on this side before, they take the 2-1 off the rip, forcing Rebel to make a move. And they're going to make that move now. Already down, though, is going to be Kardia. Crack goes for the pickup, but he's forced to back away. eUnited has a power position, and they're not going to let it go to waste.
In a power position, indeed. They get the kill on Crack. They're going to continue to try to push pressure forward. Once again, somebody waiting in the wings is going to be Mono. They check the corner this time, and he's going to get called out. He's going to roll toward the middle of the map. 2v1 might ensue over to the B hill. Xploidz as well as Kardia will pressure out toward TJ. Big angle, but TJ gets the one-shot chunk on him, and maybe looking for a secondary here against Xploidz. A little misroll back for TJ, but he catches him with a bounce, and now Crack is caught in no man's land. And 2v1, and he hits the headshot. That, ladies and gentlemen, could very well be your eSwap X play of the day. Incredible situation by TJ to get that triple.
When you need somebody to pull a massive play, you gotta call TJ. TJ has this potential and this power to make plays like that so consistently, and that brings great value to eUnited. And in this round specifically, we're tied up 2-2. What an answer from eUnited, and it's gonna only get more competitive as we continue to watch each and every round go. The second half coming into play, how do you think it changes things?
No power weapon to be talked about yet because
I don't think we get one until the very last rounds if this goes to round 9.
That could very well be true. We could very well wait and see it that long into the game. I look at this really as just Rebel has to feel so confident in where they are that I don't know why they would change anything up. And I think right now all Rebel's going to do is maybe put down a utility grenade. No, are they going to tank? Are they putting down the snipe for Xploidz? There it is. There's a long shot.
Yep. Wow, I'm actually surprised we got it this early. Like, honestly, I expected to not see a long shot a little bit until later on, but I mean, here it is. And with Rebel having the spawn that they do, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and attempt to go for the quick pick. The smokes are out. Xploidz picks it up. He'll take some damage, but the shock is going to be avoided. No, Rebel does that so well. Even with their old rosters, Colin, they loved play and kind of coined the strategy of placing a sniper on tank because the quick pick was so effective.
Yeah, they are just incredible at getting in and getting out with that power weapon. Demise gets it down on Kardia, but a beautiful body shot by Xploidz will get it down on Demise. They're going to roll up into that position to try to get that revive off. They do get the down on Crack, looking for a shot on a TJ. He's triple stunned. They threw 3 flashbangs at that man.
Still, I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do. Rebel on the back foot. Tough spot to be in after seeing such an impressive initial in the quick pick. I mean, now they're once again fighting for their lives, and eUnited are starting to gain momentum, gain steam. This series could end 3-0, but Rebel's got to fight at just 10%, 50%, a bit harder. The round will continue, but it is going to be a 2v3 on E.
2v3 on E in favor of eUnited. They're going to pressure out Rebel as much as they can. You're going to see them pressure up into the arrivals area toward the baggage and the luggage. Mono looking over and surveying this area, doubling up the score line. In about 15 seconds, you get to a position where you're going to probably have to get a triple cap neutralization at least. I don't know what they do here. They are pretty much stuck in this spot.
Yeah, stuck indeed. It's not easy to exit. Player 2, even himself, like Kardia, he's going to desperately try to get away. Surely he drops in this. He does drop, but he gives enough time potentially for player 3, Crack, to make a bit of a play, but that meat shield's going to hurt for sure. Crack still fighting. We've seen him make great plays all series long. Tomb was a wonderful representation of what he can bring, but we're running out of time. Rebel has to get on all 3 hills. The point deficit is too great, and Crack falls. A heroic effort, but it's going to fall a little bit short. Surely eUnited walks away with this round.
TJ just taking a 1v here at E for the last few seconds. Kardia's going to get meleeed down. He'll go out. Now Mono goes down as well. And I believe this could really honestly be the first lead we've seen in this entire matchup yet. They never really had the lead in execution. Yeah. And they were down 1-0. They tie it up 1-1. They go down 2-1. They tie it up 2-2. This is the first lead.
Yep, it is. No, I mean, that's a great point. First lead eUnited has had, and it's off the back of 2 straight rounds in a row. Pretty convincing rounds. Rebel struggled to kind of gain their footing, and that's obviously due to the pressure from eUnited consistently being put on. And that was only 1 round, by the way, where we saw the initial for the sniper. It was, you know, a quick pick from Rebel's perspective. They look as if the exit was going to be relatively clean, but then eUnited flipped the script, and before you know it, Rebel was once again fighting for their lives, and they were having to do it without Xploidz having the sniper. Now Rebel's going to be on the top end of things, and they've got to stop the quick pick from eUnited's perspective. Incend could help.
Curious to see how the side of Rebel focuses in on this fight, because we saw how good they were at getting the long shot out. I don't know if eUnited favors the long shot to the point where they try to put everybody in jeopardy trying to go for the quick pick on it, and they don't. They're going to play for the downs and damage in this situation. Multiple power weapons picked up around the map to the backside of the tank. They send one player up into Demise's face. They don't get the chunk, though, but Crack will die. It is 4v3 on the map right now. Nobody over to the E-hill for that quick little cap up. Maybe one person starts to drift over there dyslexic. eUnited, they realize the situation they're in, so they're probably going to take their chances with the 2-to-1 hill advantage. Only 5 shots for Xploidz and the sniper. He can change the complexion of any given fight. Powerz is going to be marked out in the middle.
Oh.
This shot there, 4 shots left in the chamber. Well, not all of them in the same chamber. That was a stupid statement. I'm sorry, you can't chamber more than 1 shot.
Hey. Xploidz can find a way, I guarantee you, by the way.
That's what their relic long shot does.
Maybe that's why he's so deadly. He just finds a way to put in more bullets than one. By the way, Monkyz was popping off on the opposite end. He picks up 2. Xploidz picks up yet another.
That is a big loss.
Yeah, I mean, this is Rebel's round. Well, not just yet. I mean, eUnited will push player 4 back, but I mean, Rebel has good map positioning now to the point where they can absolutely take the point lead back if they can just stop the secondary push from eUnited.
Xploidz is trying to use that to get out. Isn't able to get that first shot off just yet. Mono's going to try to pull up here. He's going to get that shot on that player, misrolling out. Big body shot on TJ. TJ's not able to get that kill just yet. Crack on the flank with a ton of Lancer damage. He's going to get challenged by Powerz. Powerz needs to either get this down or he has to get over to E, but Crack gets a beautiful back A to get the down. This will be 3-3.
It definitely, well, Dyslexic gets a touch. Player 5 is there. That's going to be TJ unless we see a magnificent play, which we will not. It will be 3-3. Well done, Rebel. Well done. And a large turning point was, obviously, we saw Xploidz perspective keeping Powerz at bay, was trying to transition through mid, but Monkyz off-screen, off-camera, picking up the 2 when he did, and I think a 3rd ended up falling right after that, so it was a full team wipe. Rebel quickly took reins of that, they got the 2-to-1 hill advantage. They applied the pressure onto F, which they knew eUnited obviously was going to be putting their resources at for off of the respawn. Rebel did everything right. And the fact that we're tied up 3-3 puts them back in the running to close the series out 3-0.
Curious to see. I want to take a look at how they take this initial, because again, Rebel was so quick at gutting that out. That tells me the shock wasn't thrown deep enough because it didn't explode quick enough. On the player going in for the quick pick. This is going to be Xploidz going to the backside of the tank. They don't go for the quick pick just yet. The shock was an attempt to block out the quick pick escape route. Mono up top with the retro. Has the angle here, perfect onto Dyslexic, and all Dyslexic can do is kind of poke out and try to put damage onto him to stop him from getting back into that next spot. But this is going to be a sneaky Beaver play from Crack. Crack now is trying to get into that angle on to TJ. He's going to go down. Beautiful job by the side of eUnited to at least answer back at the situation. Quick little side station update. Casa de Papel falls to Northern Forces in map 2. 6-1.
Wow. Oh, I thought this was more. Yeah, 6-1. Big victory. And it's clearly Cell said he was tearing it up. And look, you can't stop the man when he's got that
6-2-5, 9-3-4 for Rocky. Lava with a 4-1-7, and Penny with a 5-2-5.
What map?
Tomb. No, check out.
Check out? Okay, cool. That's a big win, actually. Coste Patel are very decent on checkout. So big.
Solar and Adverse both 1-6. Chavi 2-6. Chaos 3-6.
Wow. So not a good. I mean, they lost 6-1. That's what you would expect. Good on Northern Forces. Their stock is definitely rising and going up for sure. That series could be done before we even have a chance to hop into it, sadly, which I was hoping to catch a little bit of both series in this respect. Competitive round 7, excuse me, and it makes sense. Winner goes to map point, and for Rebel it could be map point, series point. They do regain control of the objective, but eUnited are not far behind. They are applying that pressure. Powerz confidently pushing up, takes down one on the tank, but now he's got 2 in front of him. It's a large gap to cover, but he's gonna at least let Monkyz fill it. He knows he can't get the finish, but the pressure again is going to be unrelenting. Door open up top. Demise, Dyslexic will go through it to get onto E. Crack will be there, but only to apply just the slightest bit of pressure. Powerz falls. Rebel has now an open door to head over towards D, but a shot missed means TJ is going to be able to put up a fight once they get there.
Powerz has still got 10 seconds to get off the spawn. He throws that first flash, gets the stun. That player not in the position to maybe get chunked out. 1v1 on the opposite side. Demise almost gets caught off guard here at the opening of the spawn, unawares, but a big shot over the top gets the down onto Monkyz. Kardia goes down as well to Powerz, and now Xploidz is the third to fall. E-Hill will go in favor of Rebel due to the win there by Crack, or at least chasing off a player. Crack did. It's going to be eUnited trying to get to the F-Hill to at least stop the point accumulation. They don't really care about the retake. They just don't want to give up the point accumulation over to Rebel. Crack over the top. Beautiful kill there. Full red, though. He'll go down in the next position, and they're going to push over to the E-Hill to get their own neutralization again over there.
Yeah, eUnited, they lose the win condition, but only by a sliver of time. Xploidz will get onto D. Decap won't come in, I don't think, in time. So Rebel has to get on E as well. And definitively now have to get on E if they want to find success. Just not enough time remains. eUnited will be on map point, but I mean, what a competitive round that went the distance. Probably our most competitive round we've seen yet.
I mean, it was picture perfect. It's exactly what you have to get if you want to get a map, or if you want to continue forward in this series. Again, eUnited, they're already facing elimination. They lose the control by forfeit. We go to the execution. They get beat 6-3. They were down early in this one. They keep trading out rounds here back and forth after finally taking a lead there in the mid game. I think this has to be this has to be the most important round for eUnited thus far in this series, even over just not losing map 2.
A big weapon placement. Well, excuse me, a disable's already out, so we already know what eUnited is thinking about. They want to close it out here and now. Shock has been placed. That's going to help a little bit with tapering off eUnited's potential for a quick pick, and maybe gives a little bit more leeway for Rebel to extend and elongate the initial, which could go very quickly if eUnited confidently pushes up. So that shock is going to be important to be placed correctly, and, well, quick pick isn't going to happen clearly. TJ, Demise, they're going to play it a bit longer, so it's nice that Rebel reads that for what it is. Big fight in mid, and Monkyz wins it. What does this open up for?
Well, Monkyz now shuts down that mid lane. It's 4v3 on the map. It stops any kind of flank from coming out. Monkyz now has the ability to maybe chase out the mid lane. TJ's going to get caught out in the backside of the tank. Demise is going to go down. Powerz has to basically fly at the fight. He's going to hide behind the smoke. He's going to find one. He's looking for a second here. Crack gets caught on that cubby. Powerz misses the first, but thankfully for eUnited fans, he hits the second. Xploidz backside of that cover. Nobody has picked the long shot. He's going to look to try to push out and get the one-shot chunk onto Powerz. Won't be able to get that one. Powerz now with the long shot, one of the most dangerous men on the planet with that power weapon. 1v1 over to D. Dyslexic realizes that discretion is the better part of valor. That's the problem, is he has to rotate out now in a 2v1.
Has to get out if he can. Powerz lines up a shot on the Crack. That's a big body. He's down. Dyslexic surely gets the finish. Either way, Crack is going to bleed out. No one's going to be able to get there in time. Xploidz, Kardia will push up. Dyslexic needs to hold back just for a second as player 7 Powerz maybe rotates around to assist him. Meanwhile, the big fight is going to be on to E, and that's going to be one from eUnited. So that gives them the 2-1. That's going to put Rebel in a position where they have to push forward, but they haven't just yet. They're taking their time. They're giving a lot of respect to Dyslexic, but also Powerz with the snipe.
Dyslexic gets a double down. This is a chance for them to pressure in here. They get 2 more down and dead. I don't know if they even go for this or if they just let their point lead try to accumulate here. Try to get the lead back, and they're not going to pressure it out. They're going to allow themselves to take the lead sheerly off of a defensive play. Less than 1 minute, they get the victory. Every 10 seconds that comes off that clock due to a kill where Rebel can't really pressure is paramount. Roll comes through. There's the mark on Kardia. No shot on. Quick reload out from Powerz. He's going to get that shot on for the down. Monkyz gets headshotted. Beautiful kill there. 3v3 on the map now. Gets the headshot on Crack. The misroll by Kardia. I said TJ might have the eSwap X play of the day. But Powerz said, hey, don't you ever forget about me, big man. I'll get a 3-piece of my own. I'll drop a shock for good measure and hightail it out of here and put all the pressure on the back of Rebel.
And Rebel has one more final chance, just 10 seconds to make a big play, and it's going to happen at least relatively soon. Powerz, though, already a big chance to shut down the push before it even started. Meanwhile, it's already been done. 5 and 6, TJ and Demise on the top end. They'll take down Mono, and therefore takes the hopes and dreams of Rebel, closing the series out 3-0. Colin, we're going to a map 4.
We are indeed going to a map 4. I would have loved to see Powerz' final stat line. I think I saw it correctly. On a 5-kill streak before that final round ended, 5 players in a row stepped up. 5 of them went back to respawn. But can eUnited continue this comeback? Because I do believe we might go to a break if we follow our normal routine, Taylor.
I think we are going to be going to a break, and eUnited, they bring it and make the series a bit more interesting, but for Rebel, they got to come back. And welcome back, everybody, to Gears Pro League Split 4, Day 6, eUnited coming back in the series after being down 2-0. They bring it 2-1. They stay alive. That's the important part. We have map 4 coming up, which is going to be Regency control. The first control gonna have a chance to watch these 2 great teams fight it out on. But this is a big answer, Colin. Winning Vasgar 5-3. eUnited might have just got a new life.
They might have just gotten a new life, and I was thinking to myself during that map, I don't know how much NFL football you watched here. Have you watched a lot of the games that Tony Romo is the broadcaster for, is one of the casters?
A couple.
Okay, well, Tony Romo is very famous for, he makes a statement, and then the next, like, second or two it happens. Like, he always calls the play.
I've seen that.
And Jim Nance has been getting more and more famous because he has a very unique way of saying Tony's first name, where Tony will be like, you're about to get a swing pass out here to the right. There's no way they're not going to do that. And then they'll swing pass to the right, and he'll be like, Tony! And like that whole map, I kept wanting to say that eUnited is going to come back and win this map. And then I was like, no, don't say it because I'm going to curse them. But then like they took the lead and I was going to be like, eUnited's going to win this map. And Rebel has played so well that as they were winning that final round, I really wanted to hear you be like, Tony.
But you got to give me some foresight, at least ahead of time. I would have done it. Colin, I would have done it, brother, if I just would have known about it. They're coming back. They really
Waiting
are.
on my update from Cells, by the way.
I am too. Speaking of which, I might go ahead and check some start.gg. see how that series is going, because I'm curious. It is 2-0. So 300. It was, bruh, how is Cells going to say that he is dominating his opponents when I look at the score for map 1? It's 300 to 280. He made that statement.
Haven't you ever seen Fast and Furious 1?
Yeah.
No matter if you win by an inch or a mile, baby. Don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile.
Well, 20 points is definitely an inch. But I would hardly call that dominating your opponents. But hey, Cells, feeling confident. I like it. You know what I'm saying? He's feeling good. Maybe some tall tales coming out, but he's feeling good. He's feeling confident. Northern Forces can absolutely 3-0 Casa de Papel. But we're moving into map number 4, Regency
That was a hell
Control.
of an accent, brother.
How do we think Rebel?
Nice.
You like that? Yeah, put a little bit of extra oomph in it. You know.
Yeah, hey, look, that's like when I get into my Mac accent.
Your what?
The Mac, like the Mac character from this game. His name is Mac. He's the Scottish guy.
But you got to understand, with you calling, you live on a farm, Mac trucks, you know, maybe you're talking about Mac, your neighbor, just like big
Scottish Mac
blueberries. You know, we can be talking about a lot of things with Mac. All right, Colin, so I got to clarify. Look at his breakout for Rebels. TJ, last alive. He's getting those early points, but his teammates, nowhere to be found. Xploidz has the M-bar. eUnited, they have to now try and break away, which Rebel is trying to break.
Oh my God, dyslexic. Why? Don't even stop. How are you even getting 2 downs in a 3v1? My man was putting them on skates. Unbelievable situation there just to get up to 30 points. They've won Hill 1 no matter what happens right here.
Yeah.
But I do want to tell you that 2 things real quick. TJ is rocking the Canadian Lancer to represent Lanny and Static Signal.
Okay.
Wow. I know that's probably not the real reason, but there are resident Canadians and we're rocking the Canadian flag, so shout out. And 2, I asked our resident Scottish people, like Bleach for Brains, if Max sounds like a Scots person, and they were like, no, he's like a Scotsman turned up to 40. Like, think of the most...
Which means he still sounds like a Scottish person.
But he's like the most Scottish person, apparently.
Which means he's definitively Scottish, so why would they say no?
I don't know, man. All I know is that when he gets too many kills on the map, I get really annoyed having to hear him be like, put you in the ground. And I'm like, why? Why does he keep saying that?
I'll be honest with you. Your Irish accent. Honestly, most of the accents you do are pretty on point. So I give you credit for that, Colin. You're multi-talented guy. I wouldn't say bilingual, but I would say multi-talented. Nice shot from TJ and Powerz. Krakamano will fall. Kardia down as well. eUnited. Coming out the gate swinging, brother.
Hey, yo, my man, eUnited, they're going up a big, hefty lead. I was talking about this last night, Taylor, with Blaze, and I know you would agree with me. Blaze, he never gave me the nod on this one, but I'm pretty sure you're going to give me the nod on this. I always tell people that the timer on Control acts as a 5th player. The bigger your score lead, the more frantic your opponent gets. It's like another defender. You basically put your opponents in a worse and worse position the bigger and bigger your lead gets.
That's fair. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we always talk about the pressure, and, you know, I always say, you know, the other roster's going to start sweating a bit more now that they're down 100, 150. No, 100%. You know, that timer and the point lead in general, too, is, you know, another effect that can make you crumble without question. And that's why I appreciate teams even more, such as Rise or eUnited. Rebel could be one of them. Pittsburgh Knights, when they are down, they're not out. They have the tendency to come back because, you know, that time doesn't affect them like it would for other rosters. And the way that they handle themselves is incredible. Rebel's making a good effort to at least get their hands onto this next hill. And, I mean, a series of eliminations, whether it be with the M-bar, the Nasher, the nades, everything went a bit right. This is the first time Rebel's in control of an early hill.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I really love the fact that they did use everything. They had a shock to block eUnited from coming out into the open. Then they threw 2 fragmentation grenades in between the couches, and then Kardia took a shot with the M-bar. Also, I don't think I've ever seen Kardia use the M-bar.
I think he has a couple of times.
I don't think that often though. I mean, you got brother, you got Xploidz and Crack on your squad.
Well, to be clear, Xploidz did have the first M-bar. He did have the first one, so it was probably situational where Kardia happened to be where the M-bar was at. He picked it up and he ended up using it. So Xploidz did have the first one. That's probably ideal player that you want to have, but I mean, you're going to pick it up if you got to pick it up and you're the only one there.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, look, if Kardia's got to use it, I guess Kardia can use it, but he has been hitting some shots with it again. I don't know how many times I've seen him pick it up in his player history at all. I wish I almost had a stat for it. I know that would be damn near impossible to see. P4, though, is going to be spawning very shortly, and Rebel is spread across the map like a good good defensive line, really, making sure there's no gaps for the offense to maybe run the ball through here. As one player, Kardia, is going to move through the middle stairwell. He's going to realize that most of the players of eUnited are up top.
All right. It's not really that competitive just yet. Rebel have to come back in order to make it competitive, but eUnited's been on fire. They're doing a lot of things right, and they're hitting impressive shots. Maybe not so much Dyslexic. He's 1 in 5. Does have the 5 assists, plenty of damage under his belt, but needs to step up those numbers for sure. But you got Powerz, you have TJ, and they've been absolutely lights out this entire series, but we put a little bit of a stop to that. Rebel, wonderful job breaking through, then nets him the hill, then nets him the M-bar. This time around, it's going to be Crack rocking the M-bar. So we've had 3 players of Rebel have it in their hands just for this map alone.
Let's see what happens in this next engagement. Xploidz to the bottom middle stairwell. Will not be able to get into that spot just yet. The hill will be taken over by eUnited. They're looking to get up to the 100-point club here as it is 142 to 42 now. Kardia challenged by Dyslexic. Another shot comes out. Isn't able to get that final shot for the down, but does get a ton of damage out onto him. Xploidz to the bottom side of the map, lancering out as much as possible. They're going to get shot on from behind. Downs left, right, and center. I mean, down central. Down bad, down astronomical, down unbelievably. They are just getting downs left, right, and center, but they got to be able to clean up the kills, Taylor. That has been the bane of the existence right now of Rebel, where eUnited is getting a bunch of chunks around the map, but this is the opening that Rebel needs. 2v1 here at the hill, but I mean, Powerz, oh my God, if he had gotten that kill and the turnaround, I would have gone through my green screen. I would have gone through the wall behind me.
You would have said, we got 3 contenders for the eSwap X Pro Controller play today. You already called out 2 of them.
I would have just been like,
TJ's one of them, Powerz is the other. Powerz would have had a second one.
No, I would have just said Powerz is God, and I would have just jumped through a window at that point. Like, I would have just missiled from the second story of my house into the lawn. I couldn't have dealt with it anymore.
Don't do that. Come on, hey. I couldn't bear witness to that, man. But Powerz, that'd probably be
a text message.
My
husband jumping in the lawn, Taylor.
My life alert's not going off, brother. I need help. I need something.
Oh, what a good shock. But what a shot by Xploidz.
I felt it, but it didn't happen. Powerz back on your screen. He's down. This is a chance for Rebel. You talked about them not cleaning up eliminations. Well, how is that for cleaning up?
There it is. That's what they need to do. They get all the kills possible. I believe this is going to be Xploidz rotating over to the M-bar, looking to try to get a pick onto it. It is spawned. Demise is there to challenge momentarily. This is going to be Xploidz over the top. Demise won't be able to get shot on, and now we see a big body shot by Xploidz. A big kill there. And this is going to be Powerz moving toward that next kill after picking up the M-bar, 169 to 85. Rebel needs a couple of hills back-to-back to be able to get back into this one fully and succinctly. This one will only get them over the 100-point mark, but get them within 60 points, probably the closest they've been since P2.
Definitely getting a little bit more competitive. You mentioned that 5th player being the time, maybe even the points, but Rebel is slowly battling against that 5th player and bringing it back to a 4v4. TJ, he's been hunted down. Mono takes him down. Powerz, bit of a shot, missed shot, 2 missed shots. Xploidz gets more confident after every missed shot. He's able to push up. Powerz, dancing note. He's been incredible, and he's going to be incredible in that moment. Xploidz, we'll see you later. Back to the respawn screen he goes. Rebel just 2 points below 100. They're not going to reach it just yet because eUnited are on the next.
Powerz, backside of the couch is up here. He's looking forward. They know that they don't have the close respawn, so they're going to send somebody to the middle lane here to try to come up the stairwell. Big headshot by Powerz will shut down the initial retake. Dyslexic is no down though. This is a chance for them to try to even it up 3-3. Powerz realizes he has saved his teammate for now, and he's had to back out toward the front side of the couches, but this could be a little dicey as Xploidz gets the spawn across. Big body shot there. Powerz looking for another one. Little shot into the ground there on the L trigger, but they still get the down. One kill comes through finally. Mono's going to be rotating out here to try to hold on to this close respawn for his squadron. Big down, and the kill might come through due to the respawns, but it looks like Xploidz has made it back into the hill. Powerz, though, oh my goodness, can they escape this?
I don't know. Powerz back on his feet, so he will at least get away for just a short period of time. And the cherry on top is eUnited still has control of the hill, despite Rebel being on the outskirts and slowly making their way in. And they will have a chance to make their way in. Dyslexic, the last one standing from eUnited. All the other teammates have fallen to the wayside, but I mean, great shots. Kardia's down. TJ with the M-bar makes it a bit more competitive. We're fighting for the last 20 seconds.
Yeah, a little trash time here, but it's a good trash time for eUnited as they are up over 200 points, and this just makes it a little bit more difficult. This is where they continue to make that hill, that point differential like another defender on the map, so to say. 204 to 114, so 90-point differential at this juncture. Back A doesn't come through. Demise hits the melee for the down, and they're going to allow him to bleed out. Big body shot there by TJ, looking to the backside of the Rose Garden. Xploidz is going to misroll. No, he's not. He's going to get blown up by his teammate.
Tough to see. Tough to see. When you're down this much and you're also getting team killed, that's not something you can easily just shrug your shoulders at and say, it's all good, brother. Like, just let it go. That starts to weigh heavy on your mind. eUnited gaining momentum second after second, point after point, and Rebel, they're just not coming through with the plays they need to make. That's just the way it is. TJ finding one on the exit. Nice shot onto Kardia. He'll try to light up another onto Crack. One more shot remains. Mono and Crack just on the outside looking in, ready to make that push when they so desire. We also have a bit of a micro battle on the other side for the spawn control. Still, TJ on your screen. He'll back away. M-bar's gone. Monkyz dead. Crack last alive inside the hill anyways on Roses. And he's going to be made quick work of. Meanwhile, the last one for Rebel standing, or last two I should say, is Kardia. He's being hunted down in Xploidz. Well, he's kind of by himself. Look, shoot me now, how Monkyz. The silver lining is Rebel does get spawn control, but can they hold on to it?
Let's see what they're able to do is they see another down coming through, but this is 20 more points, 260 to 117, give or take a few moments. Crack looking forward. This will be Dyslexic trying to get the shot on a Crack as he gets back out toward the M-bar. He's going to pull his flashbang just in case somebody is able to pressure out toward him. Flash out forward. This is going to be the pickup on the M-bar. No stun comes through, but he is down. Now a secondary flash comes out. A secondary down comes through from the Lancer Fire. They're going to continue to trade out revives over here, but they are going to get swarmed for just a second. All pun intended. Beautiful play by the Coalition of Ordered Governments there. 10 seconds left on this last hill. Couple of kills come through. One more player to worry about. It's going to be Xploidz. He's hiding in the back of the spawn. They try to call him out. Big body shot there. They're trying to get the snub damage onto him, and they do just that. Demise will lock it up in the backside of this hill, waiting for players to roll out in front of him like Crack just did. He knows that at least one player was there. Might get the call out on two. Three players are now mounted up. TJ with the M-bar and one shot to use in this situation. Now all four will come across. So this could very well be the possible last push. Look at all these flashbangs. Here comes a longer, that frag! Oh, gracious, he put an arm behind that thing. Looked like King Griffey from center field, Taylor.
And enough time remaining on this hill still. If eUnited can get it cleared out of Rebel members, they'll be able to win off of it, and now they officially can. Rebel, they've got to get desperate. They have to now battle against that fifth player, the time, the point disparity. 45 seconds is something you don't want to play around with, especially with eUnited now just being 20 points away from victory. Here comes that final push, potentially the last stand. Demise in the corner. He's got a wall of Rebel members ahead of him. He's down. Powerz on the flank, however, could be the great disruptor. Rebel most likely going to have no choice but to go forward. Big shot. 10 points away is eUnited. Dyslexic. He's going to be at the front lines. One down, but one breaks through, but not for a long period of time. TJ with the two. And the last 5 points can be collected. 300 to 118. We're going to map 5.
Uh-oh. The whole lot of chit-chat earlier today. Whole lot of chit-chat.
By who?
But eUnited now. Tie that ball game up, boy.
By who? Who was chit-chatting? Rebel didn't say anything.
My goodness, baby. My goodness, what a map for.
That was good. Honestly, that was an excellent map for you. You're still not answering. Who was chit-chatting?
Hey. It's in the name. It's in the name who was chit-chat.
Rebel or eUnited?
No. Chit-chat. It's in the name. Chit-chat. What's the second word?
Chat. When was Chat talking crap? Chat wasn't even talking crap. Where's this anime protagonist narrative that you're building up?
Yeah.
Who? There was no one.
You feel me?
I don't.
Get on my level.
You're making this now. You're making this way too dramatic, man. When it's just like Rebels 5.
It's 2-2. It can't be more dramatic. We're going to a map 5 execution, brother.
Round
Wake
11
up.
could be more dramatic. Right? Round 11, you're a nut. Round 11 will make it more dramatic. Well done, eUnited. I mean, from the start to the finish, they did not lose momentum. They didn't lose composure. Rebel 100% never had their foot in the door.
Like a screen window right now. Like a screen window right now. No, I'm listening to you. You said they never got a foot in the door. I'm saying it was more like a screen door. You know what I'm saying? Like a storm door. You know how them storm doors get loose too? Them storm doors get loose after a few years? I was gonna say, you're just not gonna give me this opportunity, or you just ain't gonna buy into this nonsense. You're like,
no, I'm trying to think. I don't have storm doors.
Oh.
Well, I'm trying to figure out that screen door reference.
Down here about, screen doors got a lot of holes in it. You know what I'm saying? Rebel was trying to close this door on Vasgar. A whole lot of holes in that screen door, baby.
Yeah. Well, hey.
They got the storm door in front of that screen door, and that thing ain't getting loose. Ain't getting loose.
118, 318 is where the score was. Crazy comeback for I'm about to say production. There's no score for Ritual because it wasn't played. It was a forfeit. Going back to the very beginning, obviously eUnited.
It was a quick map one though.
It was a very quick map one. Incredible. For all intents and purposes, a 300-0. Rebel wins Ritual in the best way.
I ain't never seen it be that fast.
Me either. But isn't it funny that we're going to map 5? What looked to be a quick series, a quick 3-0, is now going the distance to map 5. Speaking of which, how'd your Northern Forces boys doing? They doing all right?
I'm assuming they
Still in map 3-4.
Boy, what's wrong with you close out right now?
Bro, because, again, Cells was dominating.
We got to look in on that while they set this map up. Can we just go into that?
When it was 300-280, map 1. Cells was just destroying the competition at 300-280.
I'm looking at this. Man, why are you hating on Cells right now?
I love Cells. I want to make that very clear.
Do you?
Okay, I do not want you to ever think or create this narrative that I don't like Cells. I think Cells incredible. All right, there has been an update. All that narrative that we brought up, all that narrative that we brought up about canals, out the window, out that screen door. Storm door got a bit loose. Tornado blew it off. We're going into checkout for map number 5.
Who lied?
If you throw those beautiful Astros,
I really can't get my headset. That thing way over there, brother.
I'm serious, bro.
I mean, that thing went as far as my laptop.
Whose man is this?
I'll be back, baby.
Somebody come and get. Come on. Technology, bro.
Got a long cord on these A40s, though.
If the robots take over the world, bro.
The robots?
The robots take over the world, bro. Colin, they're coming for you first. For all the abuse.
Let them come.
Laptop,
let them come.
The abuse to the headset.
But
you know how you're going to win them over? You know how you're going to win them over?
Mama's homemade apple pie?
No, sir. That beautiful ocarina. Playing. That's how you're going to win over the robots. You're going to win. I believe in you, man. It's not going to be
Can I ask why you keep calling them robots?
I have no clue. I think I heard it there in a Futurama episode. I don't know. And then I've been saying robots.
I was worried. I was like, is my man having a stroke? Do I need to check him for the other?
Got close today. Got close today at the gym.
I start checking for the other things that go on with a stroke.
I want to say I'm happy to be here. I legit thought I was going to die today. That's not a joke. I was very scared. Yeah. But I'm here, baby. And
look,
it is what it is.
Yeah, if you want, stream, let me let you in on a little secret. I did not know if I was going to get the cast with Taylor Reflections Noble today. He let us know he wasn't feeling that great, wasn't feeling up to par. You know, but he still showed up. That's how much he loves this. That's how much he loves you, how much he loves this program. Let's go! Oh,
round 9, baby.
Lead.
Round 9, right?
Lead. All right, Cells on your screen here. Big chance for him to try to make a move. He's playing that Chrome Steel Baird right now. Lava's going to be pressured in a little 2v1 situation. Shot comes out to the front side of that vending machine. Solar is stuck there. Rocky might want to body check him to try to ensure that positioning. Lava's going to push out. They're going to try to throw a long-range incendiary. Doesn't get him when they get it down there. Opposite side of the map. Shot over the top. Cells gets one. Cells goes with a left-handed right.
Beautiful
Second
man.
shot gets it. And
So
now
handsome.
Adverse has to try to defend this. Adverse has to try to stay alive. But he goes down. And ladies and gentlemen, just in time to see the band get back together. Northern Forces with the 3-0 in 9 rounds on map 3. Boy, they get it done. Northern Forces with 3 wins in a row.
Well, I tell you what, Cells was tearing him up. Say, hey, first up, Rocky, what happened to the name? Why is it? How long has it been RCCKY? Why am I just noticing? It was Rocky not too long ago, right? Anyways, Cells.
Look at that beautiful screen.
Cells tore it up, baby. That's my boy Cells right there. Say, hey, I got love for the man. I'll give him praise. When we get on board, he's getting a 3-piece. That's the power Cells holds. Mitochondria, okay? That's what's driving that man forward.
Is that the powerhouse of the cell?
Do we have mitochondria? Or is that only a plant thing? I actually don't know. Colin, do you know? Do we have mitochondria? I'm asking a legitimate question, man. Mitochondria in humans. Ah, the energy. I knew it was the energy factor of our body, humans. Look, well then what is it? Like photosynthesis and all that stuff for plants? Hey, you got something going on over there. Mitochondria, though, it's within us. And Cells is that mitochondria driving Northern Forces. You'd love to see it. Let's head in and check out map number 5. And Xploidz, last alive. But he's got a hand cannon, baby. He's got the sniper, but not for long. That's going to be a quick round. eUnited up 1-0.
1-0, eUnited with a beautiful set of kills right there in the early goings. They don't allow the Xploidz in the long shot to take advantage of their positioning across the front side of the platform. They get a couple of kills, making it a 3v2, and then they make it a 3v1, and he's all by his lonesome. And they know all they have to do now is just wait for them to play up into him. Beautiful first round. Let's see if eUnited can back it up here with the secondary one. TJ with smoke to the top side of the platform. Does he hop and get this incendiary? He's going to get flashed out, actually. He might have to bounce on down.
Right. Instant in hand. One out. Crack might be a bit trapped here. Give him an opportunity for TJ to drop him. He will. Instant perfectly placed. Crack, we'll see you later. Xploidz also down 2 back-to-back rounds. Played masterfully from eUnited.
Absolutely masterfully. 2 in a row right there for eUnited. Rebel is going to have to come away with a different opinion right here, a different strategy, a different look, because eUnited 2 rounds in a row is really taking advantage of the front side of that platform and that incendiary play to really put Rebel on the back foot. We come into round number 3 on the back of Rebel. And then spread their forces. They're going to call out that all 4 are in the area. No smoke this time. Smoke actually thrown late, and I believe it might have been thrown by Rebel.
Crack needs to make a move. Bodies of players of eUnited in front of him. He goes to push up, but will he be able to pick up any of them? Well, not just yet. eUnited 4v3. Powerz. He wants it. He'll get it. Crack. He's gone. So is Kardia. Say it ain't so. Another flawless round for eUnited. The best part about waking up is check out in your cup. And eUnited is up 3-0. Incredible performance.
Wasn't that a Folgers commercial?
By the way, found out for everybody who's intelligent out there besides myself, mitochondria are the energy factor of the body. It's nearly present in all types of human cells. Ah, that means it's still in, never mind. It's still in every human, it's just not in all cells. Got it.
What about androids? Do they count?
DBZ reference, I don't know. Really don't know.
Big frag grenade at the back of the map.
Yep.
TJ just trying to hold off 4 dudes by himself.
Good job.
Yeah.
TJ was trying to hold off 4 people.
Four big burly dudes trying to get into the fridge. Hey,
Big
let me tell
men
you
just
something.
barreling down on him.
You can't if 3 burly dudes want to get in that fridge, they're gonna get in there. That's just the way it's gonna be. Colin, I know nobody's keeping you from that fridge.
I like what's usually in fridges. Normally like sandwiches. Leftovers. Oh my god, if I find a fridge with a lot of leftovers in it, brother, count me in. Tag me in. I will help you eat your leftovers.
I bet you chow down right now on a Thanksgiving dinner if it was still left over.
Brother, I'm telling you, I make me a turkey sandwich, baby. You think I'm kidding out here. Frag grenade gets thrown right into the face of TJ. Not going to get that kill. Now a second one comes right into the middle lane. He kills it, Xploidz. You killed your best sniper.
Oh, and that's going to be a 4v2. And it's going to be a tough going for Kardia and Mono. Speaking of which, only Mono and a flawless. eUnited has won 3 rounds in flawless fashion, not dropping a single member. And I'm only saying 3 to be safe because I don't remember the outcome of round 1.
Round 1, they lost 1 player.
So they lost 1 player. So
yes,
3 out of the 4 rounds that eUnited has won, they've done so without losing a single member on their roster.
100%.
Incredible.
I mean, you are right there with it right now.
I'm in the pocket.
On top of it.
Yep.
In front of him as well.
Yeah, all around you. I look. I'm everywhere. You look behind me, I'm there. It's weird that look. I didn't make the rules. That's just how they felt. I love this too, and he's not being put in check. Could be another flawless round. It won't be actually first blood. Hold up. Rebel has flipped the script. Powerz can still be quite devastating, but because he has to take that bit of a pause, he's going to be tapered off. I have to know what happened in this round for Rebel and eUnited and where it fell apart.
If you do not finish the kills, you will not win the round. Too many revives come back to bite him. Powerz needed to take that moment and just pick up the fragmentation grenades, my man. They were in a position where all 4 players were pretty much knotted up in a small area. And could have just, gotten a double, maybe even a triple.
Big comeback potential for Rebel. Powerz the spearhead once again. Rebel has broke down low. Dyslexic, a beautiful shot, but of course you have teammates for a reason. Nice lineup for Monkyz. TJ's gone. So potentially is Demise, but he's back on his feet through the fire and flames. He'll be all right. 3v2, make that a 2v2, and eUnited against all odds, despite being first blood, it has a real chance to come back.
Backing up, Mono hits a big body shot there to try to check him, make sure that he sits down and is taking his position here. If Powerz goes for a back A and then maybe an up A, try to settle the tea kettle. One more shot and Mono's a sniper now. Mono will go back to the bottom side of the lane and try to get into this angle. He's gonna get headshotted though as Demise tries to take that corner. 2 rounds in a row for Rebel, and they're right back into this 4-3.
Beautiful, beautiful job from Rebel, and Rebel fans maybe breathing a sigh of relief. They're still not at that end point. Job's not done just yet, but tying it up 4-4 has become an absolute reality. We've seen quite a few different looks. We've seen a battle for plat. We've seen a battle, well, we haven't seen a battle for nades. They've kind of been given away for free, but we have seen a massive battle in checkout to be expected. Powerz once again going for nades, and he's going to get those. Immediately sends him out. Crack has to reposition, so does Xploidz, but this could be good for Rebel. It puts them into the action, and 2 down already. Rebel on their way to tying this up 4-4.
Why do people keep killing their teammates with fragmentation? It just seems so weird that the 2 times I've seen nades get a kill, they were both team kills.
Well, it's good. At least that's welcoming from Rebel's perspective. That's 3 in a row.
Very welcome. Very, very good start for them to try to finish off this map number 5. Rebel now. They just got to be better than eUnited for 2 more rounds. They just got to be able to get it to 6-5, 6-4, whatever it may be. eUnited will go back to the original strat. TJ's actually going to misroll right into the front of the platform. Crack's going to go super wide here, get tagged up pretty heavily. Incendiary's picked up by TJ. Powerz will go down. Incendiary out. Won't be able to find the kill on either player. It's not going to pick anybody up. 3rd down and out. There's the back A. We're staring down the barrel of a 5-4 lead for Rebel. 1 more player to kill. They have come together in the best shape, form, and fashion possible. 4 rounds in a row. 1 more round to close it out.
I'm blown away at this point. I mean, they go from losing 3 out of the 4 rounds that they lost in a flawless fashion from eUnited's perspective, a team ace, to 4 rounds in a row, and they're right back in the running. 5-4. Map point, series point, ladies and gentlemen. eUnited has to answer back, and they haven't been able to do so in the previous 4 rounds. TJ, he's not going to back down, but also Monkyz isn't going to feed into him. So what TJ was expecting to get out of that, maybe not so much value. Powerz, though, does get away with the incense, but Monkyz is right around the corner, and he's getting first blood.
That's it. Say goodnight. Turn out the lights. Turn on the stereo. Kardia on the flank. Kardia on the flank with the down, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. All that hard work in map 3 and, well, map 2 and 3, because we didn't play map 1. Maps 2 and 3, yeah, the 2 and 3 maps that we did play to make it 2-2 goes to the drain because they choke away 5 straight rounds.
Wow. 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 Well done, Rebel. That was hard fought and well earned. I cannot believe the start from eUnited, but the finish for Rebel. eUnited comes back. They bring the series to a map 5, and they look like that map 5, they are going to be soaring through it, Colin. But the end result is Rebel taking the victory. That is massive, and honestly more impressive to me than a 3-0. I'm really glad we got to see this entire series extended because we got to see the best of Rebel. A team that traditionally, if you do take them to a map 5 and you do put a hurting on them, they start to crumble and fold. But this time around, this Rebel roster is a bit different. We talked about them being more consistent, but this time around, they don't crumble and they come out ahead. That is a beautiful sight.
It is indeed, especially for Rebel fans out there in the chat. One of the things that I was really impressed with was the way that they continue to keep their angles kind of straight on. They weren't allowing the speed and the aggression of eUnited to come back to haunt them in different situations. We saw the 1 round where Powerz straight flanks, no pick on the fragmentation grenades, and still can't finish any downs. They are ending up on the back end on that round. They end up going down. It's 5 rounds in a row, Taylor. All eUnited had to do to try to stop the momentum was just win 1 round here to try to get it back into their favor. I think the most impressive player through those last 5 rounds for me was Monkyz. The way that Monkyz was able to hold his angles, hold off these 90 degrees. I mean, right here, Powerz has a chance for double bounce and goes down. Mono with Monkyz with that long shot gets one. The downs just continuing to put players kind of on the back foot, put them in a position where they can't get anything really going necessarily. They also are costly in the fragmentation grenade area simply because of the fact that both teams, when they pick up the frags, actually kill their own teams.
Yeah, the frags were quite disappointing. I mean, team kills all around, and granted, we did see team kills from Rebel's perspective, but I mean, it hurts a bit more, doesn't it, when it's on execution? You're losing a teammate permanently for that specific round, and it seemed as if Powerz should have got way more value than he did, but he simply just couldn't make it happen. And honestly, to his credit, there was one time where he did flank where the value was there. Unfortunately, his teammates crumbled before he was able to have that impact, and he was left standing on his own. But maybe that was an even better read from Rebel. They saw the numbers for what they were. They knew Powerz was on the flank, but they didn't really dwell on that too much. They pushed forward, and they took that 4v3 mismatch, and they used it to their advantage to pick up eliminations where they could, having that added cross. I think Rebel played this map masterfully. And again, I mentioned it was impressive for Rebel to go to a map 5 and not crumble, but it's also impressive for the fact that, granted, and the narrative was the same for them. They knew all 5 maps that were going to be played. We didn't. But I thought Canals was going to be their best bet to win. When it was checkout, I know we were thinking the same thing. This is great for eUnited, but it turned out to be even better for Rebel, which means that their map pool, their map variety is greater than I was even giving them credit for.
Yeah, you have to hope that that map doesn't just become like a fluke in the grand scheme of things. You have to hope that those 5 rounds turn into a success that you can kind of turn around and lean on later in the game. Because one of the things that we know, they're going to go back and be able to watch this. They're going to be able to go back and take full notes on this kind of footage. Again, what went wrong? What weren't we able to commit to? What weren't we able to convert? You'll see those kills. You'll see those downs that don't get converted. On the side of Rebel, you've just got to be happy that you are coming away with these kills toward the later parts of the round. The way that you're able to shut people down and get the kills very easily, very concisely, especially in those final 2 rounds. I think the most impressive thing, again, I stand by what I said with Monkyz being able to play the angle, being able to play out to that 90 degree and stop players from either up-Aing at them, stop players from trying to get away, escape, especially that final round where Monkyz just held his spot. He held his position on that pillar, waiting for Powerz to try to rotate out to the right-hand side, hit him with a full spread to put him down, and be able to get that first cleanup to really put eUnited in a bad spot.
And that's why Monkyz is top 5 in KDA and number 2 in damage per 10 minutes. Because of that very fact, he stands his ground, and he would much rather sacrifice his life while assisting and helping his teammates and getting them within chunkable range. Well done from Rebel. Seriously, well done. I'm genuinely impressed. That is a massive victory, one that they had to work hard for, but they got it done in the end. We have one more series still to get through today, and it's going to be a fun one. Pittsburgh Knights and Kansas City Pioneers will face off in our third and final series of the day. Make sure you know your goal with prediction points could get a bit wild. This great matchup coming up after the break.